What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Tom and Joey Entertainment. I am Joey, and today I'm going to discuss my top 5 favorite games of 2016. Now, I know there were a lot of good games in the year 2016, but for me personally, these 5 stood above the rest, so let's get this going. Number 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, although the original came out all the way back in 2007, Activision and Infinity Ward did a pristine job with this remastered edition. Not only is this game absolutely gorgeous, but the campaign and multiplayer is as good as ever. One of the things I like most about Modern Warfare Remastered's multiplayer is the way they went back to the roots. Especially with the last 3 Call of Duties with Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, everything was so fast-paced and quick. Multiplayer especially, it all came down to whoever saw the other person first. With Modern Warfare Remastered, I feel like there's a lot more skill involved. It wasn't as fast-paced, and the time to kill was a lot lower. Especially with the last 3 Call of Duties, being able to just stack your gun full of attachments was actually one of my favorite things about the games. And I never thought I'd say this, but actually one of my favorite things about Modern Warfare Remastered's multiplayer is the fact that you can only have one attachment, so you better choose wisely. Another one of my favorite things about Modern Warfare Remastered is that unlike most games nowadays, they offered all the maps, all the DLC, completely 100% free. And like I said, that's really unheard of nowadays. Every single game that comes out has some sort of DLC that's paid for. So although you had to buy Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition to even get access to Modern Warfare Remastered, it is worth it without a doubt. Now, along with a very well done and fun multiplayer, they had an amazing campaign as well. Now, along with Advanced Warfare, Modern Warfare's campaign was my favorite Call of Duty campaign ever. And the reason why it was one of my favorite campaigns ever was because Modern Warfare was the first campaign to really dive deep into the conflicts of the Middle East. Now, I've always found the conflicts of the Middle East very interesting, and Modern Warfare was the first time to bring those conflicts to real life. And it was definitely nice to play a campaign of something that could actually happen nowadays instead of space battles. So the multiplayer that is sound and so much fun in an amazing campaign, that is why Modern Warfare Remastered is number 5 on my top 5 list of games of 2016. Number 4. Overwatch. Now, although Overwatch came out all the way back in May, and I only purchased it about a couple months ago, it is still an absolute blast. And one of my favorite things about Overwatch is the variety and difference it brings to the first-person shooter genre. Whether it's being able to choose from 23 different playable characters, or its amazing team-based gameplay, you can't get much better multiplayer than Overwatch. There's a reason it won IGN's Game of the Year. Along with the cartoonish graphics, Overwatch brought a multiplayer that I've never ever experienced before. At first, I didn't understand all the hype about it, but as soon as I played it, I understood it completely. Although for me personally, it would have been interesting to see an Overwatch type campaign, the multiplayer is flawless. Probably my favorite thing about Overwatch's multiplayer is the fact that no one team can have more than one of the same character. And that just adds to the strategy-based gameplay because you have to pick and choose and decide which player is going to be which hero. And then as each player on your team chooses a player, it gives you hints on what your team needs exactly to win the game, or at least to have a better chance at winning the game. Now, for those of you that don't know, my boy is Hanzo, but the fact that you can choose from 23 different characters and they all have distinct personalities, distinct abilities, distinct weapons is absolutely amazing. Not only did it win IGN's Game of the Year for 2016, it is still one of the most popular games on the market, and it came out in May. So combine the amazing variety that it brings to the first-person genre, along with the exceptionally fun multiplayer, that is why Overwatch is number 4 on my top 5 list of games of 2016. Number 3, Battlefield 1. Now, if you were to tell me back in the summer that I'd be making a top 5 list of games of 2016 and Battlefield 1 would be number 3 on my list, I would have told you were crazy. Now, I've always liked Call of Duty more than Battlefield, but Battlefield 1 stands above the rest. There is truly no game on the market that can bring you unscripted events such as Battlefield 1. From a blimp being blown out of the sky to a war train going through a forest, these scenes are truly remarkable. The graphics, the gameplay, the team-based strategy, Battlefield 1's multiplayer is one of the most fun multiplayers I've ever played in my life. I was highly impressed with the variety of guns that they could come up with, especially being limited to a World War I time. And along with the conflicts of the Middle East, I've always had an interest in World War I and World War II times, so that's why Battlefield 1 really hit home for me. Along with the multiplayer, the campaign is also exceptional. They did an absolutely amazing job of portraying what war was like between 1914 and 1918 with World War I. So combine the amazing unscripted events that you will never see in any other game and the amazing graphics and gameplay of multiplayer, that is why Battlefield 1 is number 3 on my list. Number 2, Forza Horizon 3. Now, it was very tough deciding between my number 2 and my number 1, but I had to put Forza Horizon 3 at number 2. And the characteristic of Forza Horizon 3 that stands above all others for me is the graphics. Set in the amazing country of Australia, I've never seen a more beautiful scenery in a game. Aside from the game that's number 1 on my list, that is. Not only are there over 350 different cars to choose from, but there are hundreds and hundreds of different race events that you can do. From racing through the city of Australia at night, to racing off-road in the dirt, to racing in the snow. Forza Horizon 3 is hands down the best racing game I've ever played. And the reason why Forza Horizon 3 is so high on my list is because I haven't gotten into a racing game since Need for Speed Most Wanted on the GameCube. When I first thought of Forza, I thought it was kind of like Gran Turismo, where you just get stock cars and then race them, and the customization was very limited. But that was very, very far from the truth. Along with the 350 plus different cars you can choose from, the customization abilities are endless. The fact that I was able to get a Lamborghini and deck it out in matte black and pink rims was amazing. So combine the amount of customization you can do, the amount of cars you can choose from, the amount of races you can participate in, and the fact that you can put your own music into the game and make it into your own personalized radio station is why Forza Horizon 3 is number 2 on my list. Number 1, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Now, like I said, it was really hard to choose. I was very, very close to making Forza Horizon 3 my favorite game, but I could not resist choosing Uncharted 4 as my favorite game of 2016. Not only is the gameplay sound and fun, the characters are so well done and the storyline is exceptional. But along with all those characteristics, my personal favorite part of the game is the graphics. I have truly never, ever, ever seen graphics so spectacular. I remember one scene in particular in the game. We were on this deserted island and I got on the highest mountaintop and overlooked everything, and it was absolutely incredible. Now, from The Last of Us to Uncharted 1 through 4, Naughty Dog is no stranger to amazing games. And to this day, The Last of Us is the only game ever to make me cry. I'm not afraid to admit that. It makes me a sensitive guy, right? Doesn't it? Now, for those of you who have played The Last of Us and wondering what scene in particular made me cry, it is in the beginning of The Last of Us when Nate and his daughter are running away from the zombies. Nate's daughter actually gets shot and killed. I have no problem admit that I couldn't hold it in. That makes me human, alright? So you combine an amazing story, incredible gameplay, really, really well done characters, and absolutely spectacular graphics, and a not too bad of a multiplayer to throw along with it. That makes Uncharted 4 my favorite game of 2016. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 games of 2016. Let me know in the comment section below some of your favorite games, whether it be Xbox, PS4, PC, it does not matter. Let me know your favorite games, and even if you disagreed or agreed with any of my picks. And as always, if you liked the video, go ahead and give it a like underneath that video and hit that subscribe button if you want to come back. And as always, we will see you next time. Peace.